lunchtime and virtually see no other Muslim woman on the street. Now, here we are in 2006, and I can hardly walk up a block without meeting another Muslim woman and giving the salam. So I've been able to witness the growth of Islam, particularly among women, because we're so visible here.
And well, let me ask you a follow-up question there. How do you explain the rapid growth of Islam and the number of women who are accepting Islam? In spite of this climate today where there's a lot of disinformation about Islam, how do you explain that?
I think particularly for the African American woman, Islam offers the comfort and the spirit that we felt as we've been given our history. You know, African Americans here were enslaved 400 years ago. The spiritual connections of our great-grandfathers, great-grandmothers, those things were passed on to us. And we've been seeking that same spiritual comfort. And I think Islam brings that to us. When you meet a sister, you know immediately the connection. You feel that spirit, that comfort. I think also Islam gives us a framework in which we can operate. It clearly gives our life direction. We know how we're to behave, and in that is a comfort. There's a peace in that, and we're seeking that very much.
Okay, shukran, sister. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Sister Faika Hassan, and our stories are so much similar, and I think that's why, like Sister Fatima mentioned, that the sisterhood is a one sisterhood. I too was in search of a religion. I accepted Islam when my children were very young, and what happened for me is I was given a Quran, and I read the Quran, and I wept because I found what I was looking for. And it answered all the questions because it is in fact a way of life. So with it being a way of life, it answered every question for me with regard to what my role was as a human being towards humanity and what my role was as a woman. And it helped me to identify myself. And when you read the Quran, you do find a true identity. And because, like Sister Rashida explained, we were people who were enslaved for such a long period of time, and we were people without identity. Mm-hmm. And Islam gives you an identity, and it's a universal identity, so that you identify with not just African Americans, but you identify with Arabians, you identify with the Egyptians, you identify with the world, and that was the other thing. It just opened up a new world for me. Islam really opened up a new world for me.
And from your life before Islam, how did Islam change your life?
Well, one of the first things was covering, which by Allah's mercy came very easy for me. I put on my headpiece from the day that I took Shahada, and I have not removed it by Allah's mercy. Mm-hmm. And it was something that was very easy for me, and a lot of people think, oh, well, this is happening and that is happening, you're hot, you're this, you're that. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as you can see, if you look at us, you can see that we are receiving a breeze, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always with us and gives us that comfort. Mm-hmm. And so it was never a hardship for me. So.
And in your daily interactions, you know, this question must come about Islam, mm-hmm. and terrorism, and Islam and extremism. Mm-hmm. And as in your form of dawah, how do you go about explaining to the people that terrorism and all these things have nothing to do with the proper religion of Islam?
Well, if I'm asked directly any type of question, I let them know that like what happened, the 9/11 that happened was not in accord with the rule of Islam with regard to wars and things like that. But mostly what happens for us as women is because we're immediately identified as Muslims. So just in our character, and I embrace all people, I embrace all humanity. I'm not standoffish with regard to other women who are not of my religion. And I think that being an embracing person enables people to accept